Isn't it so sick though? Like, I remember being your age and telling myself that I'll be a millionaire at 30.
Neither of you are millionaires.
How easy is it to become a millionaire? John has a foolproof $1 million plan. This is your daily catch-up.
Which I stole from someone.
Hey guys, so we're really grateful for this and we couldn't have done it without your support, but this is the first sponsored episode on the Daily Ketchup podcast. So really appreciative to you guys and especially our sponsor for today's episode, which is Syfe.
Syfe. Toit.
So in just the other day, John was sharing with me an article on The Fifth Person, which is like this local financial site, right? That apparently if you save $11 a day, you can be a millionaire within 40 years.
If you invest $11 a day.
So, but you have to save first. So the author actually shared that the reason why he picked 11, right, was just a random number that he picked. And it was meant to, I think in general, it seems like a very achievable number, 11 a day. But actually, you can accelerate that by just increasing the amounts of money that you're saving in a day. So if you are able to save $15 a day, or you can do 600, 900, you can accelerate that time frame by a lot.
Has your money been in the bank on this while? Because I know like he recently started on his financial journey, right? So like previously, where was your money going that you saved?
Spending.
You spend so much money in a month?
I think I used to spend more than 50% lah. Yeah, and that's on like my general expenses. I think almost every month I have one other big ticket-ish item.
Like what?
Like clothes or shoes or...
Yeah lah, I guess.
Camera equipment.
Yeah, like equipment or like suddenly book some trip or go and do whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has that stopped though since you started your financial journey? Or you managed to find a way to do both?
Now, right, I feel like I'm a lot more conscious of money coming in and money going out, which is great. Like, I think one very simple thing that changed for me is that I will make the money before I spend it.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas last time it's just like, okay, I have this money,
And then next month's salary will pay for this, like, right?
Something like that, yeah. Now it's like, I'm thinking, if I want to buy this, let me find a way to make it and then spend it so it's extra money. Yeah, which I thought was quite interesting. Yeah. And also, like, only after joining this company and talking to you guys, right, then I started to realize like, okay, I think I need to wake up my idea financially. So I started learning about...
what a great way to wake up your idea. Like for me, I personally got into a shit ton of debt. But please carry on.
Like, it never occurred to me that I could multiply my money or like that I could be generating like, creating multiple streams of like income.
Which is a big thing now.
Like, without doing anything. Yeah. So I was damn impressed with that. But, just like over the last like 6 months to a year, right, just learning all of this, right, like I've been able to
generate.
I think I've created like 6
streams of income.
Wow.
Yeah. What the heck?
As in some were they already exist, I just didn't understand them.
Now he want you to tell him.
What? Yeah. Advice it.
It's about 6 different streams.
What are the 6 streams?
So like salary is one.
His socials.
Then freelance is another. Then social is another. Then investment. But investment I split into like 3 different types. So then with all this, it's about 6 already.
I stumbled upon this guy, like just came out on my recommended, and then after that, so I started talking to one of my best friends like about investments. Then turns out she's also into it.
Right.
So then we went, okay, this part quite stupid. We went to all those like Adam Khoo, like the intro, free first class. Then I go there and realize they don't teach anything and they ask you to buy the $10,000 package, which I don't have $10,000 for. At that point, I just graduated from JC.
Yeah.
I was like 18, I think.
Yeah.
So then we would go for these talks, right? And then they will keep talking about this. You must prepare for the market crash. So the market crash is overdue, right? And then, but turns out the market crash really comes, So that's why when COVID, bam, right? Then I was like, oh, this is the market crash that Adam Khoo was talking about back in the day.
What, Adam Khoo himself did the free course,
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And then I was like, I'm not ready. Like, I didn't go and prepare like to look at all the stocks. What are the stuff that I would buy into during the market crash, right? Then some market crash, and I was like, oh my god, now it's time to get into it. So then my company just nice gave a talk about robo investors. I bought in, and then I went to look at what is the largest holding that my robo is buying.
Yeah.
And then I signed up for my own broker account, and then after that, I bought the bigger share myself. And I used that I looked into day trading and I traded off of that. Then like I earn like 170 per day and at like 20 years old. Then after that, I was trading with like 5K. So it's like not much also. Then 1K take from my mother some more.
Your pocket still going borrow again.
No, but I convinced her, I sold it to her. So I told her,
you're
you give me,
investing for her.
no, you give me 1K, every month I give you back $100. So every month you're earning 10%, which is good for her, but then the rest of the profits I keep.
Yeah.
So I was her financial advisor. So at that point when I had no finances, so then after, like all my money from my saved from my internship. Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
but for her, it was that like influencer content that got her into it, right? What about it for your?
My financial wokeness, right, is really not your kind of shookness. It's quite sad, actually. I got into credit card debt period. I had credit card before I learned how to invest. Probably most people lah. Then
I don't have credit card as of now.
right. So then I had credit card basically. Then I had to make like payments for the company first. Can claim. Sometimes it took a while, but it always can claim. So that no fault in them. But then when I spent and then I claimed, then I paid partial because I needed a little bit of that money to continually fund that lifestyle. Until I remember back then with my back then salary, I had I got 2 credit cards. One credit card got 7,000 limit, so I got like 14K limit ish. Then I just let it roll. The interest just come in. Then interest feels like $10 because I was not late. I mean, I was late a few times, but the late one pin, that's like $100 or like 120 or 60, 80. But the interest usually comes in at like $10, $20.
Yeah.
Which I felt like, okay lah, I get salary, it was $20. Then that dragged on for like 2 years, 3 years,
Oh,
right?
yikes.
And I only realized I need to stop this shit when my credit card limit, right, was chopped up with the interest really. Like I couldn't, you all know what I mean?
Yeah.
I add the 10, 20, add 20, add 20 until I hit my 14K limit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, until the bank had to like call me and tell me, we cannot even charge you any more interest really. You need to settle this.
Right.
That was when I was preparing to get married, I think, and starting a company and buying a house all at the same period. That happened. And I remember having a chat with Pat about it. And it was the first time we really talked about money and it was like that. That's when I realized, wow, I really need to get my shit together. Like, because by then I was making like 3K plus really, which
How old were you at that point?
maybe 27, 28. Which 27, 28, I feel like 3K plus, I'm making like same or more than my peers really. I should not be struggling in life right now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was the first catalyst when I realized I understood credit as a problem.
Yeah.
Then I started on investment because of a client that I learned like the ropes of investment. And so for me, now that I'm doing better, I started even before I read this article. But this article gave me direction.
Great.
Because I started with a robo-advisor. I started with Syfe like a long time ago. It was just putting there. And then my gains now is like the time weighted average. Got one of it is like 10+%, one of it is like 20+%. Which is not bad lah. But then sometimes you play crypto or you play the meme stock, right? Then sometimes you 3x, right? Then you're thinking, why am I putting too much money into a robo-advisor? Maybe I should go there 3x this shit, right? Yeah, then after that, when I saw this thing, then it gave me clarity. So my plan now basically is that my Syfe outperforms S&P 500. I hope it continues to.
Wait, really?
Of course, S&P 500 is an index. This is a basket of index.
Right.
Which is constantly being re-optimized also.
Yeah, so S&P 500, no one decides what's in S&P 500. Basically, it's the 500 biggest market cap on the US listing.
Yep.
It's there, yeah. So then I realized Syfe is my safety millionaire maker, hopefully lah. This should theoretically, right, you cannot guarantee anything, nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah.
This should theoretically get me to a guaranteed million by 50.
Right.
20 years away.
Yeah.
But I think this is interesting because we are talking about retirement, right? I feel like the view on retirement has become so different. Like now it's like I achieve financial freedom at like 30, then after that I go and do whatever the heck I want. I feel like short-term, long-term goals wise, it becomes a very different thing.
It's so interesting because this is the Gen Z talking.
Yeah.
The
youngest one.
Yeah, your target is very different from. You know what I mean? Her goals are different.
I want to be
ours.
like halfway to a million or like a million at 30 lah.
Fun times.
Yes,
So work salaryman got to 200K at 30 lah.
What time did work salaryman get woke? When did he start getting?
For his first job,
Quite early lah. Quite early.
For his first
Hey,
job.
but good luck.
Yeah.
No, but you have the
Really?
right mindset.
Yeah.
Check back in 10 years, guys.
Really Ketchup reunion.
This show, Friends reunion.
Isn't it so sick though? Like, I remember being your age and telling myself that I'll be a millionaire at 30. It just came to me.
Oh no!
We had this thing whereby
Neither of you are millionaires.
That we know.
like we had this thought, at least my generation of people, at least back then now we hit 30s, we must reframe. But in our early 20s or even teenage years, right, you don't see life beyond 31. It's just your life ends at 30, whether you make it or not. You never make it. You're 30 and you're dead. So you go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 28, 29, 30, 31, 60.
Retire already. No, okay, but at that point of time, right, when you had that 1 million mark, right?
What do you do?
Nothing, absolutely.
Exactly. You just
I never mind Tokyo. I had zero chance.
You thought it would just naturally happen.
Yeah, but it's not supported. You're not educated and then like, okay, that is the realistic goal or whatever kind of thing. Whereas like for her, I think she has a lot more advantage, and I think the possibility of you achieving like what million or
million.
500 would be way more achievable than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I hit 500 at 30, right, it's easy to get to the million already.
Yeah.
If you hit 100, it's easy. It's quite easy to start doubling up from there.
Okay.
If you're investing the full 100.
So okay, I introduced you all to a new concept. Maybe
Okay.
not new. It's called Rule of 72. It's a magic number. You know this rule, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
He won't say if you know, then later
So Rule of 72 basically is you take 72 divided by the percentage yield you will get. So for example, S&P 500, we're looking at 79% or 10%.
Yeah.
Then that number is how long it will take for you to double up your money. They give you 10% interest every year. You take 72 divided by 10, that's 7.2 years. So it'll take about 7.2 years for you to double up your money.
Right.
Yeah. So when you're starting from 100, you have to double up so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because by the time you start investing, you should have some money set aside for rainy days, right? But if let's say you hit your target, let's say 100K in cash by 30.
25.
By 30, right? Or let's say 200K by 30. You just need to double up like 2 more times.
Right.
But it's easier said than done. And I think the mindset that people need to have also is that like investment shouldn't just be a cash grab. It shouldn't be I'm going to make money the next day kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, sometimes when they put in a bit of money and then they see a bit of red, like, I'm down 1%, I'm down 2%, they start to panic.
Yeah.
And they start hey, I need to sell, I need to get out of this. Or like sometimes they'll buy a stock for like 600 and then it goes down to 400 and be like, I'm out. And then they actually actualize that loss as opposed to like realizing that your mindset should be that investment is a long-term thing. You should have long-term goals. Sure, you can have short-term goals and mid-term goals also, but it should be for the long haul.
When I realized I was a mature investor was when I realized it goes red. I got excited.
Yeah.
I started finding out how much cash I have so I can put it all together and buy more. Then that's when I realized, okay, I actually bought a fund or invested in a robo that I believe in.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I see red, then how I comfort myself, I zoom out to the daily chart.
Yeah, there's a lot of isolation in there. That's very important. That's a full tip.
So we talk about how a lot of our money goes into investments and all that, right? Do you all feel like that cuts back on your lifestyle? Like you feel like because you feel like you're financially woke and all that, you want to gain financial freedom, right? So you cannot enjoy yourself now because it's like you are splurging, for example.
Right.
Or like,
I feel like that's an interesting question, right? But isn't one of the rules of investment that you invest with money that you're willing to lose?
But how many of us are willing to lose this money?
Yeah.
I think it's important to portion, right? So like people often talk about like the 50, 20, 30 rule. The 50 should be about your essentials, everything that you need to spend no matter what.
Okay.
Then your 20% should be on like savings. And then your 30% should be on investments. Or like the 20 and 30 can be flipped lah. And so like I try very hard to like be set in that kind of ratio.
Right.
And I think the other thing that kind of saved me also was actually dollar cost averaging, which I actually learned pretty late in my investment journey. Because I always thought that you needed to like save a lump sum and then go and buy when it's low and then go and sell. And I always thought, okay, the cheat code is always buy during crashes. People always like to sell during crashes, you have that in already, knowing that. So I always try to accumulate, crash, buy, and then like sell. But this year actually helped me to like realize that actually you can just keep investing every month and it's fine. Then you can keep up that lifestyle that you already have.
Right at the beginning, when I was just being introduced to all of this, right, I was still very hesitant because I still had the like my parents' mindset, or like, okay, not my parents' mindset, but our old mindset of like, I afraid of risk. And then if I put my money there, then if it disappears at all overnight, then how? That kind of shit. But I definitely wanted to put my money in somewhere once I started to understand it, right?
Technically, right, your money sitting in the bank over the years plus inflation is also towing.
I know, exactly. But then it's very hard for you to switch that mindset and to understand this first. Because like when I talk to my parents also, it's the same thing. It's like they don't understand that. And it's very hard to communicate. But once you understand that, right, then it opens up more doors for you, ma. And I think robo-advisors was a fantastic starting point for me. Because I don't understand much, but I understand that this robo-advisor is going to do a lot for me. Right? And it's like using an app. Then I just need to see one number or two numbers and just understand like a little bit can already, right? So I put a little bit in there first, then I just see. Once I put money in, right, then I felt like I got skin in the game. Suddenly, it motivated me to learn more, to really understand what I'm putting my money. Oh, and I just want to say that like I think some robo-advisors, there's no minimum to start. And so I think that's great.
There isn't.
So if you're like a 20-year-old doing a part-time job, and you're making like a little bit, I think it's very good to start exercising the habit first of taking out that small portion and then putting it somewhere else. Then after that, when you get more and more and more, then you just take that same percentage or whatever you can afford and put it there also. But you create a habit early. And like what they already talked about, like compounding and shit like that, right? Yeah, your money is going to grow a lot more than if you were to start later.
I agree.
Start early, guys. Start early.
It's also very easy to sign up. Like now you can sign up just using your SingPass.
Oh, I love that
one
shit.
button.
The KYC with SingPass. My God. Oh my God.
Too easy.
Last time you had to get a video call, you have to take your IC on, and then the follower has to talk to you, verify you, take picture.
It's like Reddit, you verify, I've never been to those Reddit pages. You have to put like your date, and then you have to like, hi, this is me.
Yeah.
Now it's just like SingPass.
It's actually the no minimum sum that sold me. Like the guy come to my office or talk, say you can put $1. Then because I always think I no money to invest. Then the guy was like $1. I was like, I do have $1. Then that's when I started looking.
You quit your job.
And now you can transfer via PayNow also. So it makes it very easy. You don't have to create like a standing instruction, which you still can, but it's very
convenience easy. And accessibility I think is what robo-advisors give most people also.
Exactly. No like lock-in period, so it's flexible. You can withdraw anytime. No withdrawal fees. Like if you buy stocks, there is transaction fees, whether or not you buy or sell. Whereas for this one, there's like no withdrawal fees at all.
So back then when I was choosing, I knew I wanted a robo-advisor because it was, I really didn't know how to diversify properly besides just buying an ETF. Then even buying ETF also, like picking the ETF like difficult, then they all look similar. So then I was looking at all the robo-advisors in Singapore that we had access to, and I picked Syfe because there was this tele call that you can make. The rest might have also, I'm not sure. But with Syfe, basically, you call, you can set an appointment, then they video call you, then you ask whatever questions you want. Yeah.
Is this free?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Then you can say no also.
But
basically, they want you to feel assured with how they manage your funds.
Right.
Also, they explain to you how it works, is it?
Yeah, like basically whatever question, you can say if let's say I need money now, then I want to exit. I want to sell, how many days you'll get the money to me? Because it might take 1, 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, you don't know.
Right.
Yeah, so then I booked an appointment and told myself, okay, if everything goes well, then I will invest with Syfe.
Yeah.
Then after I realized my question all very stupid, I wrote it down and I'm like, I just invest anything that I pick up my call. But the point is you can. The point is you can.
And it's free.
Do you think there's a piece of advice that you give to people who want to start but don't know where to start?
Ask a friend, maybe. Like I feel like, say if example now someone come to you.
They ask you lah.
No, then I explain to them lah.
Yeah, so I'm asking you now.
They ask you to refer to another.
This is a pyramid scheme.
It's a you problem, go somewhere else. For me, right, I think my advice would be Google this shit. Like Google.
Ask a friend lah.
Google this shit.
Ask your friend Google.
Like what else?
No, I just want to say like not all the resources might be safe. And I feel like I was about to say I think go on YouTube because I think there's some really good, like genuinely useful like people who are actually helping out.
So also
like,
ask a friend.
Your answer is YouTube this shit.
No, so shout outs to like my YouTuber friend, right, who I've known since secondary school. Her name is Suyin Ong. She's from Malaysia, but she also explains like Syfe and other like other robo-advisors that you can find out, but you should look for Syfe is our sponsor.
To me, I think the advice would be look around your social circles, be it your family, friends, or whoever, right, and go and ask around for people who are already actively
That's exactly what I said.
investing.
But I don't know whether they're doing a good job or not though.
No, but to me, it's more of like you just start those conversations with these people first. Then you'll realize that you have a network of people who are consciously doing this. And then you all will have more conversations about it gradually, and then you will expand your mind and understanding of, and you get to see the bigger picture.
From my experience, the two things that really helped me. The first one is on savings. How did I even bother starting to save? When I started saving, I tried to put aside 100 a month. But that was very late in life, like 25, 26, 27. I should be able to put more than 100 a month.
I was gonna say.
Then what helped me was, I did some gig. Then the payout was 3K, which was my monthly salary. And then when I had my first 3K, I wanted to, like I bet in my bank account that same 3K is still inside, because that was when it never dipped to below 3K. I wanted to protect this 3K. Then it must get to 4, must get to 5, must get to 6, must get to 7. So what that thing looks like is that I know it's very demoralized that saying from scratch, but begin with like whatever ang pao money you scrape together, whether it's $300, $500, put it there and tell yourself you're gonna protect that money. And then make targets for the following year. Like it can be $100 increase if it's like that. And then the other one was just start with $100 investment that you know is somewhat secure. There are a few $100 investments that are possible, that are somewhat secure. Not stocks, right? It can be ETFs, it can be a robo-advisor, for me it was Syfe, or it can be buy the Singapore index. Because at least you know the companies on STI.
Basically, in the article, the author was sharing like how if you save $11 a day, in a year you have about $4,015. And with that money, right, if you invest, you basically explore like fixed deposits, bonds, and like stocks, maybe the STI index even. And so what he found was that the historical rate of the S&P 500 is about 9.53% per annum. And if you actually invested that amount in the S&P 500 over the last 40 years, you will become a millionaire within 40 years.
Wait, but compounded, right?
Compounded. Yeah, of course. So you would have made actually $1.5 million. And so if you actually like reverse engineer that, all you need to find is a investment instrument that can give you 7.8% a year, right? With and the $11 to actually hit your $1 million goal.
Going back to the 5th thing, if you started it at your first job in your early 20s to now, right, which we are closing our 30s, like I'm past my 30s.
Next week.
I will be reaching my million goal already. As in, I'll be like,
at $11 a day?
No, you won't just put 11 in.
I'll be close to halfway in already. But I only started investing like, or even properly saving like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Crazy.
Damn sad, really damn sad. Like I'm 31 already.
Okay, but at the same time, we cannot have that mindset. Like, it's not our, it's not really our fault that we didn't understand, right? But it's like at the point that you...
I was friends with Dan by then, he was investing already, I should just ask him stuff.
Oh shit, so it's Dan's fault. So it's Dan's fault.
No, the mindset that we should
do your own due diligence.
The mindset that we should be having is that we are not 40 and then figuring out about it. We are still early in the game.
Yeah, it's just at the point where you are able to start, then just work from there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you watch, remember to drop a sub and a like. And don't forget to use the promo code DailyKetchup20 when you sign up for a Syfe account. It'll give you a $20 cash bonus if you invest more than $1,000. Do note that we're not encouraging people to invest. Please do your own due diligence and your own research. Thanks so much for watching. Check out the link below. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Yeah, that was an opportunity. Stay safe, stay Syfe, and we'll see you in the next episode. No, okay, sorry.